Hey guys, thanks for tuning back into the channel, and today on Coordinating Motorsports we're going to talk about commercial vehicles and what they should be equipped with. So stay tuned. Well guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's episode we're going to be working on my 2006 Nissan Titan and the safety kit that I'm going to put into it. This is my personal safety kit. It's always growing and it's always expanding, but what I have here on the table is basically the meat and potatoes, the nuts and bolts of what I carry on a daily basis. Now, there's going to be always changes to this. For your organization or your company requirements or your personal vehicle requirements may change. This is what I identified as a safety kit that is good to use while on the road. I do a lot of remote driving, a lot of long distance driving, so my kit will be a little bit more expanded than, let's say, a city kit or someone who doesn't put in as much mileage in driving. During the video, we're going to go through everything on the table here and then a little bit more what's in the truck already, and then we're going to place it in its proper locations. We're going to show you a couple things: safe storage, proper locations, and we're also going to make sure that it is out of the sight from would-be thieves. That's another very important thing that we want to do, is want to keep the interior clean and clutter-free, and if somebody's looking inside there, they don't see something that they want. So we're going to put all this together and we're going to make sure that we have everything that we need so it keeps us going down the road, so we eliminate any roadside emergencies, and we're just doing some roadside repairs, what I call automotive first aid, which most people on a basic level can do. Operate anything on this table and overcome any type of little roadside inconveniences is what I call them. But first of all, let's go jump in the truck and take a look at what I have for storage space and what I can use to utilize those spaces and what would best fit in those locations. So let's jump behind the wheel of the Nissan Titan and see what we got. So guys, the first couple little things, this is my 2006 Nissan Titan. It's got approximately 275,000 kilometers. It runs, it drives good. One point of view that you want to get on your vehicle is a good relationship with a mechanic. I'm not a mechanic. I can do general repairs. I can understand general maintenance requirements. But when it comes to the actual nuts and bolts of safety, brakes, suspension, tires, engine, transmission, drivetrain, get a relationship with a mechanic. They're worth their weight in gold. So that would be my first recommendation. You know, we talk a little bit about what's on the table and what I equip the vehicle with, but your most important step is having a vehicle that is maintained to the manufacturer specifications and that a proper mechanic works on your vehicle to maintain those high standards, to lessen or in a lot of cases eliminate roadside problems. So anyway guys, first couple of things, I'd like to take a little bit, maybe some of you have noticed that collision is spelt wrong. That was done in haste. The Duckle guy was supposed to redo it, but I was burning out of town. So I said, I just got to get in and go. That'll be fixed. So if those people with good spelling caught that eye, that is why that is there. Anyway, so if we look at from the exterior of the vehicle, the first thing that you want to do with any type of vehicles, make sure it's nice and clean. Make sure the body isn't full of junk, dirt, salt buildup. That will hinder the inspection process when you go and take a look at the vehicle. Make sure your tires are in good shape. Make sure your brakes are in good shape. Again, these are things that you can do, is wash, clean, and make sure everything is good and repair as necessary. This Nissan just went through the shop. It's been done from tip to tail. Everything in is a good mechanical shape. The only thing left to do before I hit the road back to Alberta is replace the windshield. I did get a crack. It has since expanded, and so I'm going to replace that, and I'm going to get a hood deflector for the Nissan. But anyway guys, before we go to that, let's keep on the topic of roadside, kits and what I'm carrying. Now, obviously, I do have some advertisements on my vehicle. It is a commercial vehicle, and I want to maintain it at the highest possible standard, so it promotes my company's commitment to safety, training, and quality. So I started off with what I carry inside, just that others know that if they are, you know, if they are in distress or need any assistance, my vehicle is equipped with certain aspects of equipment that can help them. So I do carry a fire extinguisher, and it's checked annually, and I also carry a first aid kit, multiple ones at that matter. So when we look at it now, this truck isn't fully detailed. I got to clean it up. The mats are a bit dirty. Haven't been in the luxury of keeping it as clean as I'd like to, but I try. So what can we utilize? Well, we've got these pockets on the side of the door. Nissan has a good, generous center console, and so we're going to utilize all of this here. And then from there, we have a lot of under seat space. Well guys, moving to the back seat, as you can see, I still have extra door pockets in here. These are seat covers, but they come with good mat pockets. I have a outlet for power and extra cup holders. In the center here, if we have passenger comfort, we have good cup holders, so that'll be good. Up here, we're going to show you what I keep up in those. They'll be on the table now, but again, lots of storage in the Titan. We also have a little bit of behind the back seat storage. It's very limited, but we do have it. And then of course, when we open up, let me grab this, and when we open up underneath the seats, we've got a lot of storage. Now I can just throw everything and have loose objects, but that's not safe. Things will be flying around, they'll get disorganized, and because of the cost and replacement costs of those equipment, you know, the likelihood of breaking is high. So I want to keep my investment as much as possible to get the most out of the tools that I have. So counting on the passenger sides, of course, I'm not going to go in the back seat. On the other side, it's the same. We have pockets, and we have a deep glove box where we can keep more important things or stuff that's more sensitive. So that's kind of stuff that I'm working with the Nissan Titan. It's going to be something where I've got a lot of storage space in this vehicle. I can fit all this stuff neatly and appropriately. So I'll show you what I did buy for extra storage. This Nissan also has a rear quarter panel storage box, and I'll show you what I keep in there. But for now, let's jump on the table and I will go through each individual object or each individual accessory of what I keep in my commercial vehicle. Okay everybody, let's go through some of the stuff that I do keep on here. I do have, of course, most importantly, a first aid kit. Now this kit is an Alberta level 1 kit, which is required by OH&S rules in the province of Alberta. Now however, the standard has changed, and I'm going to go into a separate video of the first aid kits, what's inside a first aid kit, and any of the legal jurisdiction changes that you need as an employer, what it should include. However, I just have one. It's in a metal case. This is an easy grab and go. So if I'm at a scene of a collision or I'm on site and I'm in the bush a little bit beyond where the vehicle can travel to, I have something that's protected in a nice case. It's clean, it's well marked, and of course I will be keeping it to the standard that is how the manufacturer built it. The other items that I'm going to keep in here is just a small little ratchet and toolbox. This one here will have like screwdrivers in it and just the basic kit to do basic maintenance and repairs. This is a really neat little handy tool. Now this is a lug nut remover. Now you do have one that comes equipped with the vehicle. Those are very limited. Those are good for city or just light use. Because I tow multiple trailers, I'm maybe doing some my roadside assistance for other drivers, I went and I picked up the slick kit. Now this kit has enough wheel that'll fit multiple vehicles, but the best part of this kit, it comes in an awesome handy carrying case, and it's nylon cover. Now the nylon basically allows you to not damage wheels. A lot of today's vehicles have very expensive rims and wheels. If we can not damage or scratch them, that is part of keeping things proper and working neatly and cleanly. So I bought this nice kit with the nylon kits. Again, this is going to be part of my wheels where I can not only change my personal truck's wheels and tires, but I can do multiple trailers and assist others. block heater cord. Now the color is black, so it can maintain elasticity in very cold weather. So you don't want to get a blue or a typical orange one. Those won't last because we have extreme cold in Canada and I'm driving all over the country. I have a small. Now this one is not that long, but it'll be good enough for parking lots and driving in areas where if you're parking at a client's location, this should be good for most cases. If not, then I'll find some limitations, and if I do this winter, there'll be a longer one that's included. But for now, the Noma block heater cord, and make sure it's colored black. Little thing here is a lighter. You never know when you're going to need some heat source. There may be a time where you have to burn something or to keep warm for fire, or lighting an emergency candle. Now those will be in a separate kit. I do not carry with me on all travels. Those are when I identify longer or more remote driving. But as a daily driving, on my daily operations, just a lighter will do. Now we have gloves to keep our hands protected, warm, and debris free. We don't want to get in the back of our vehicle and have a very dirty truck to deal with. So we always carry these ones. These ones are work gloves. They've got lots of protection. They're a very good leather. And to go with the gloves, you always want to wear safety glasses. Now this is especially true if you're boosting a vehicle. Anytime you're boosting a vehicle, you do have a potential for a battery that can possibly explode. Gets on your clothes, it's going to burn your skin, but you don't want it in your eyes. That is a high risk, high injury, especially if you're alone and in your remote area. That could lead to potential bad injuries. So whenever you're working around a battery, always make sure you wear your PPE glasses. These will protect them, and also in windy conditions if there's a lot of debris flying around. Once we do have a tire changeover, always carry a torque wrench. This is to make sure that the lug nuts are properly attached to the vehicle and they're torqued down properly. A properly torqued down lug nut will make it easier for the wheel to be removed if you're changing a flat tire, and will prolong the lug nuts and is the highest point of safety. One safety note with a torque wrench: once you finish torquing the wheels to the manufacturer specification, which I have recorded in my vehicle, you take it back down to 0. So you prolong the tool, you don't stress it out. I also have a little scraper, and I do have a winter scraper as well that goes in the winter, but I have a small one in the meantime. This can be used for multiple purposes, whether it's on the vehicle or if it's for other things. I don't have here is a roll of duct tape, but I do have some basically some mounted cable straps. These ones here are good. Let's say you do get involved in a light collision and you got a bumper that's hanging down, or you've collected something that you need to kind of strap things. Those can just get you up and running without too much of a headache. Another one that goes basically in a safety kit, but that I do carry down year round because things can happen all the time, is a pair of boot or shoe dryers. These ones just fit in, they go into a socket, and you can dry your boots if you get wet, if you're in a ditch, or if there's something that you're assisting somebody else and they have wet boots. These are really compact, they're awesome. You can keep them in the back seat, put them in there, they got fans and they air out everything so they can dry not only boots but also wet jackets and wet clothing. This is a neat little handy thing that I'll actually do a separate video on. When you're working on basically a busy road or even a rural road, or anytime you're out on the side of a road, you want to be basically seen. So what I don't have here that I'm ordering is proper flares, and you want to be seen. So always make sure that you carry a vest. Just one that even goes over your jacket or clothes, or that's very light, is excellent. This one here is easy, so if I had a big heavy winter jacket, I could just throw it on and I'm not fiddling around or having one that's a shirt and I gotta undress. This is a grab and go high-vis jacket, so you want to be seen on the road, and it's very easily compact and you can put it anywhere. Keep it in a clean location so it's free of oil and grease and mud. Going on, I also have a emergency radio. Now this is a wind-up radio which can charge batteries, which can get emergency signals, and also have a little bit of a communication device. It's kind of interesting tool, but if I need a flashlight, need to do a solar panel charge, it's better than nothing. These can be had cheap on Amazon, and you can buy them as a dime a dozen. It's good as a backup. You never know when you need it. Also, I'm going to have a proper tire gauge to check the tire pressures. This one's a digital one. It's a good quality one, and it also comes with a little bit of tools for using cutters, knives, screwdrivers. Again, just a little extra protection. Keeping in with the communication, I keep a set of two-way radios. You never know when you need to have communication. If you are deciding to go somewhere else out of the vehicle, you can keep one radio in the vehicle and one on you in case somebody comes upon it. So again, this is more for remote driving or if you're in the bush, but it's a good backup, and it's small enough where you can keep it in the vehicle at all times. One important thing is lighting. So we want to have the proper lights in the vehicle. This one here is an awesome one. I love it a lot. It was actually cheap, but it's foldable, it's flat, and at nighttime you can leave it on the ground. So if you're doing any repairs or tire changes at night, that light is awesome. And you can also get just a headlight light to, again, while you're walking around and looking for things. Lighting is vitally important. Going now with the more expensive aftermarket stuff. Now, the vehicles do come equipped with lug nut removers and torque wrenches, but let's make life easier. Let's get a quality torque wrench. This thing's got a lot of power. If the tire is stuck or if the tire and the wheel's not coming out, this will have the power and torque to get a lug nut loose. So rather than break your back and curse and swear, use this. And again, it's good for multiple choices. Most of the vehicles you come equipped with will only have a torque or a lug nut remover for the actual vehicle, but may not fit on your trailer. That's why I bought that extra lug nuts and the torque wrench. Going beyond that is this battery powered, it's a Milwaukee air pressure. So you set it, you plug it in, and it pumps the air pressure to the settings and shuts off when it gets there. I decided to go with a Milwaukee brand because I can share the batteries, and they are good for if you're off-roading and you need to air back your tires up. You've got that as a convenient. You don't have this cord that you're running and getting caught. It's very compact, very easy to use, and very effective. Again, these are things that are my recommendation. When you do it, you also have a very compact battery charger that can charge the batteries. So after you use it, you can get it in, plug it in your cigarette lighter, or we don't smoke anymore, your 12-volt adapter, and get yourself back to charging. So next time you need it, it is there for you. Another little handy little tip. We all get flat tires. Sometimes you might be able to plug it up. These are very easy. They're very inexpensive, and with a little bit of training, you could go in and repair your own tire and get back on the road and get to safety, and then get your tire serviced by a mechanic. Again, Canadian Tire. A lot of retailers have these across Canada, and with a little bit of knowledge, I'll do a video on how I plug a tire, and so that you'll be able to plug a tire and get back on the road in no time. Fill the air back up with your portable air pump, and life is good. The other thing that I have, now I don't have it here because it's actually on my trailer, is a scissor jack. That's another optional scissor jack. They could be had for around $50 at Canadian Tire, and those things there can help you raise and lower your trailer, and also look at another assistant device. So this is just the arm that helps you crank it up. Another thing that I have is a spider jack. These ones here are basically tire iron. This one's a 20-inch one. This one will give you the torque and multiple ones. Now I do have the torque wrench, but this would be good as a backup. Other things that are not part of your kit but part of your vehicle is your locking lug nut remover. Now this one here is for my vehicle. Make sure you keep it, and make sure you keep it in a handy spot where you don't lose it. I suggest the glove box. Other items that I'm carrying is the pocket knife. So again, if you have to cut some firewood, or you need to cut a cable or a tie or something, always keep some extra knives. I also keep extra cash. Sometimes debit machines go down, or you're in an area where they would only accept cash for whatever reason. Make sure you keep some cash, approximately $100, and store it in a safe location, so if somebody does break into your vehicle, they do not have any entanglements. So that's basically what's going to go in the vehicle. There is another storage unit that I do have the vehicle that's an exterior storage, and I'll show you what I carry in there. So one thing this Nissan has, it's a pretty nifty little rear hatch. Of course, this thing here is limited in its scope, but I'll show you what I carry in it. We will take some of this stuff up because I got to inspect it. So the first thing I carry is a master pin hitch, just a spare one. This one here will help me put a tow strap on it if I'm pulling somebody out of a ditch, and an extra one in case the other one is lost. The other one that I'm going to carry is this extraction device. So if I am going to pull somebody out of the ditch, you really want to be careful, and you really want to make sure you're using the proper pulling and rigging procedures. You could do a lot of damage and potentially kill somebody. So this one here is, I'll put this together and I'll show you how I have it. It's kind of moved together, but this one here is a is a tow shackle, and I'll show you what that looks like. But I also carry that in the back of my vehicle. The other one that I carry is a portable shovel. This one basically gets put together with a couple angles, but it's very compact and fits very nicely in the truck. The other thing that I carry is a set of good jumper cables. These are thick. They will start a diesel truck or a heavy-duty vehicle to a light vehicle. They're compact, they're nice, they're packed away properly and neatly, and so they're accessible, is very easy to find. The other thing that I put in the vehicle is a tow strap. Okay, it's in a nice carrying case. It keeps it nice and clean out of UV rays, so it lasts a lot longer. Once I'm done, it'll go back in the package. I'll come home, I'll wash it, and I'll keep it in good shape. This one here's 3 inches by 20 feet and rated for 27,000 pounds. Again, good for most vehicles that are stuck in the ditch. Now, these are the shackles that I was talking to you about. I'm just going to put the camera down, and I'm going to show you how this works. Alrighty guys, so basically this is the shackle. So it's good for towing and recovering other vehicles that may be in a ditch. So that's the neat setup on it. Again, you can get it at most retailers. So let's jump in and I will show you the rest of the vehicle on how I put everything together so it maintains neat and clean appearance. Hey guys, before I forget, there's a couple other items that I didn't have on the table that I do want to show you what I do keep in the vehicle as well. Starting with a tarp. Now this tarp here, it's easy to fit in, can go under seats, it's good compact. This is great for when you need to have some shelter or you're working on a very muddy or wet ground, you don't want to get dirty, and to make it as a stabilization mat if you're doing any first aid or anything that you have technical tools and parts you don't want to lose. Second other thing is tow straps or ratchet straps, tie down straps. Now I drive a truck. I could easily be going to a store and purchasing something. In that case, I want to make sure that I can tie things down properly if I'm buying something or hauling something. Having a set of straps gives me that option no matter where I am and what time of day. And lastly, an emergency response guide. Because I'm running a commercial vehicle and I'm on the road quite a bit, the chances of me coming up against a collision, an accident, or an overturned vehicle is greater than the average person. So with that, the emergency response guide helps me as a first responder, somebody first on scene, being able to determine what type of chemicals there are on a vehicle. If it's a commercial vehicle, they're carrying a dangerous goods placard or any placards for that matter. This guide will tell me what's in that vehicle and the dangers and the first aid precautions I should take. It's very important. If you're running a commercial vehicle or you're on the road a lot for your employees, I highly recommend getting an emergency response guide. This way you can keep yourself and others safe as well, just to see what we're dealing with. Okay guys, now that we have all that stuff that we got to pack into the truck, let's go and do everything neatly, accessible, and appropriate. So that leads me to one thing that the truck doesn't have that I had to buy, and I'll show you what that is coming right up. Well guys, here you have it. It's the under seat storage unit, and this is a great addition to your vehicle. Now mind you, we did see a lot of storage with the actual Nissan Titan's ability to store tons of stuff, but under the back seat it's basically a flat floor. So having other types of action packers or Rubbermaid containers, it doesn't really fit all that well. It can come loose and it's not really a good looking. For me, I went down to Action Truck Center in Hamilton, Ontario. And I picked up this WeatherTech under storage seat system, specifically done for it's specifically made for my Nissan Titan. So again, before you go and run out and purchase them, make sure you're buying the correct one for your make and model of truck and your application. So this one here is just one single molded under seat storage unit. There is a kit to keep it mounted, so I'll go ahead and do that, and then I'll put my stuff that I'm carrying inside the truck, so everything remains neat and accessible. And that's where you want to go with things. If you're running a commercial vehicle, or you do have a vehicle that you do have extra equipment in, it is very important to keep things neatly, well placed, and in a correct manner. Not only will it be easy to access when you do run into some roadside problems, you'll be able to access them quickly, easily, and they'll all be there without going missing. And best yet, it's in a very concealed location, so people don't look inside and see a bunch of expensive tools. It's all hidden nicely under your back seat. So I'm going to go ahead and install this one, and we're going to start putting everything that you've seen here in my truck. You're going to see how neat and clean it looks and how functional it all comes together. Well guys, that's it. I'll show you the finished project. It is looking good. So everything you've seen on the table, all my emergency kits and general roadside kits, fit nice and neatly in the Titan, and best of yet, you can't tell anything is in there. So let's go take a look. So as you can see, everything is pretty well clean. Other than seeing the high-vis jacket and gloves and an easy access, underneath seat is clean. If you step on the brakes, there's no debris that's going to go flying. Somebody's looking inside the truck, they see nothing. So that's how we want to keep it. Now, a little bit of changes I need to make. My quick access for my fire extinguisher, I am going to build basically I'm going to get a bolt and just have it so it's mounted properly. Right now it's kind of a loose fitting. I don't like it. It's not going to go anywhere because it's behind the seat, but I am going to get it because this one is a safety quick release. I'm going to make sure I can mount it so it's easily accessible. So that there is part of it, and I will open up these seats. On this one side here, what you see is I got my package here for the spare tire. We've got the battery and the high impact torque, portable torque wrench, and then we've got the lug nut bolt kit, the boot dryer, and the extension cord. I'm going to go over to the other side and show you the rest of the stuff in here, and then we'll make our way to the front. Again, here it's the high-vis jacket, gloves, nothing's on the floor. I still got tons of extra space for the vehicle. Had to add as necessary. Again, I don't carry a full kit. This is just the everyday kit that I keep. So behind this seat, again, you're gonna see the spider wrench, and then you're gonna see the tarp. Fits very nice and clean there. Again, let me open this guy up, and then there we go. And now the rest of it is pretty nice and neat. Look at that. Nothing's going to bounce around. Everything's going to be good. Torque wrench fits perfectly behind there. I've got the lights, my gauges, extra equipment underneath here. Everything fits really good. Then I got the air pressure pump there, the air pump, and then my toolkit. I still have room to fit other things in here, but it's nice and clean and easily accessible once again. In the back here, Nissan has a great overhead console storage unit. This is where the emergency response guide goes. Again, very easily, very accessible. Just have to flip it down and grab it. It's not going to be on the floor or anywhere where water and debris can get it and negatively affect its longevity. Should stay good. So anything with paper and electronics shouldn't be on the floor. Coming in here, in the glove box. Now, other than the owner's manual and a couple CDs or whatever, I keep an extra headlight, the emergency radio, the socket, some extra caches in here, and then another spare blade. Again, very compact, very easy to get to. Coming up here, I've got an extra set of shades. That's just sunglasses in case I lose or forget mine. And then up here, I'm keeping the eye protection, so the safety goggles, so when I'm working on the battery or in an area where it's really windy and you can get some eye injuries. And then here, this is it. So the rest of it is the 2-day radios, some extra chargers and cords for charging, and the first aid kit, which is a grab and go. The other first aid kit that I do have is over here. That's a personal kit. I didn't really mention about it. So that's there if I'm going into a bush, I can just have something if I cut my hand, and that is it. But as you can see, everything is stored really nicely. And when it's all done, you don't even know it's here. Well guys, that's it for this video. Hopefully it wasn't too long. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you like what I installed in the truck. Again, if you have any comments or any suggestions about what you would put in the vehicle, let me know in the comments below. Once again, Cordetti Motorsports is looking at making sure that your company is as safe and as properly equipped as possible. I go through the whole vehicle to make sure that I identify potential hazards that the average person can accomplish being on the road alone or in teams of 2 or more. So if you guys have any questions of any future training, let me know. Be welcome to help you. I strive for the best. So anyway guys, thanks for tuning into this episode. Next episodes, as you see, I will dive back into the safety kits and actually go and show you how to use them one-on-one. We'll go through a demonstration on night driving, changing tires, all that bits. We'll put that equipment to work. This you could have for under $1,000, the whole equipment. It'll last you for years if you take care of it, and it'll be there when you need it. From flat tires to dead batteries to windshield wiper replacements and to helping other people out on the road. It'll just be a minor inconvenience than an actual roadside emergency. So guys, thanks again. You guys stay loose, and we'll catch you on the next episode of Cordetti Motorsports.